What's up, gangsters? Happy Halloween. And more or less exactly a month ago, when I started this series, I said something like, 10 movies in no particular order. But I did purposely save this one for last because kinda love it. The Blackcoat's Daughter. And I actually have no idea what it means, that title, or what it's referring to. It was originally released under the title February back in 2015, but it's still on this list because after it did a bunch of festivals, it was finally, it had a wide video on demand release earlier this year in the US, that is. So was it worth all that wait? Let's find out. Directed by Osgood Perkins, son of Anthony Perkins of Psycho fame, we're at this Catholic all-girl boarding school. It's winter, and the girls are about to have a week off. Nice. They're supposed to be picked up by their parents, but for these two girls, that didn't happen. There's Rose, who just misinformed her parents about the dates, and then there's Catherine, whose parents just didn't show up. So these two girls stay at the school with the two, what are they, like nuns or sisters, looking after them. Okay, but that's not really a story now, is it? I mean, something needs to happen, right? I agree, but at the same time, I would love for people that haven't seen this movie to just go in blind. Just as what I did the first time I saw this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, just check it out first. Or, skip to here in this video too, because I'm gonna go into the movie a little bit more. But yeah, check out the movie. But also this video, just skip to here. Or don't. I mean, I know you guys are crazy like that. You don't care. It's crazy. But yeah. So, Catherine and Rose, they both have their own chapter, if you will. As well as a third character, Joanne. Although, all these chapters and stories, they are very much intertwined. And it all takes quite a long time before things happen. It really is a slow burner. But essentially, Catherine gets possessed by the devil and starts murdering and shit. And Joanne's story? Well, Joanne is Catherine, but some 9 years later. And the movie is kinda cheating here on us a little bit. With the unmentioned time jumps and the use of different actresses and character names. But there are subtle hints throughout, and at one point you just, you put the pieces together and it all makes sense. Oh man, and really, when I came up with this idea for this The Horrors of 2017 little series, I knew already that I was gonna cover this one as well, since I had seen it already and, I kinda love it. But at the same time I was like, how the hell am I going to review this one? I mean, as much as I love this movie, and I know there's a lot of people out there like me that just really adore this movie, I also completely understand other people hating it. I mean, it's all just so minimalistic. There's very little dialogue, simple cinematography, very slow pace. Not a whole lot happens. And on top of that, nothing is in chronological order, and it's all seemingly quite confusing. But add to that a creepy, eerie atmosphere, and well, that's basically all the reasons that I do love this movie. Whew, let's see. Yes, it's slow. It really is a slow burner. I remember criticizing The Neon Demon for this, complaining about its unrealistically slow dialogue, and even though we have something similar going on here, it didn't bother me. There's just some subtleties in Catherine's performance that I just really like. There's just constantly something a little off about it all. She was great. And yes, the cinematography is seemingly quite simple, lots of just static shots, but for me it was definitely a case of less is more. I actually thought this movie was very well shot. It's pretty beautiful. And I don't know, the whole jumping in time, it does kind of feel like the movie is deliberately trying to confuse you, but I don't know, I still appreciated it. Let me put it this way, I just saw this movie as a puzzle, and I just loved solving it. For me, it's really like the perfect balance of not too obvious and not too vague. As in, in the end, it's not all as spelled out as, for example, a cure for wellness, but it's also not too vague for interpretation as, for example, a Twin Peaks The Return. For me, it was just the perfect in-between, and I just loved trying to figure it all out while watching the movie. So, yeah, I definitely say give it a shot. I mean, you might end up hating it, but on the other hand, maybe you'll love it and you have like a new favorite horror movie of the year. in that way it kind of reminded me of those horror hits of the recent years. You know, movies like It Follows, The Babadook, Goodnight Mommy, The Witch. All movies that really divided audiences. I actually kind of love all of those movies. I mean, some not initially, but really in the end they all grew on me. And you know, I'm just happy to add this movie to that list of movies. You know, I just think it makes for a nice list of little horror movies that just kind of stood out these past few years. And that, boys and girls, brings us to the end of this The Horrors of 2017 series. If you feel like I missed a few titles, let me know. You know, maybe I haven't heard of them, I haven't seen them. Let me know, I'm always down for recommendations. Some of these videos were perhaps a little, you know, like quick, short, maybe not too in-depth or insightful. For example, even this movie, I could go on and on about what I think is great about it. But you know, this series, it was mostly for me just to, you know, bring a few interesting movies to you guys' attention. And you know, like some good ones, some bad ones. Just like interesting movies, and you know, in the end, it was mostly just to have a little bit of fun, which I certainly have. I hope you guys as well. And you know, after this, I'm just probably gonna go back to some more like longer videos, the Section 3 video nasties. I always have so many ideas, guys. You know how that goes. But yeah, happy Halloween, guys. Cheers.